think a big part is leading by example, showing your kids that you are generous is the best way to get them to be generous. They will definitely come along for the ride with you when you're going out and helping others. They see that as a natural thing, and then that becomes part of their character.
I mean, I would agree with that. And I think sometimes it also, there's an opportunity to discuss it. So I think we have some younger kids. I mean, they're now tweenies, but I think being able to discuss it and the why behind it is really helpful because otherwise they might not know exactly why you're doing what you're doing. So as over time, you kind of are able to expand on the why behind it. I think sometimes for me that looks like can you help me just understand how you're feeling right now or why we might be needing to give at this time or why we might want to be generous. How does that feel for you when somebody's generous to you or somebody does something kind for you? And then kind of how do you think that that would make that other person feel? So kind of just exploring with them how they might interpret that and then kind of sharing your own feelings has been helpful with our kids.
I think using just empathy, like how would you feel in this
Mhm.
situation? Sometimes people go through rough spots and then that's natural. And we want to be able to help them just like we would want somebody to help us if we were in a similar situation. I think we did the Give Five this summer where we all volunteered for five at the Ridge, which I think really helped
Mhm.
our kids understand they wanted to do it, they were excited to do it, and then being able to go there and serve others, they really appreciated the opportunity. They liked to be around and help others and see just how much influence and impact they can have by serving.
I agree. We got to do it together, which was fun. Some other ways I know, like with the kids, we'll take a cart back for an elderly person in a parking lot, or we'll buy a coffee for the car behind us at when we're in the line. And I think like some of those small things really kind of remind them that you can make a difference every day in the small things you do.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be something huge. It doesn't have to be monumental. It's just those little things and constantly trying to help others in little ways that you can.
Mhm.
I'll let you do what we do for the holiday.
Yeah, so I mean, a handful of years ago, one of the people that I worked with, we were feeling like a little bit, I think, with little kids and big families, a little overwhelmed with all of the presents. And not that we weren't super grateful for people's generosity, but more so, how can you tell your kids that, really this season is about so much more and it's about gratitude and thanking those people. So I think that would be one thing, teaching your kids to be grateful when someone purchases something for them or does something nice or an experience, and having good manners. But we decided to do something you want, something you need, and something to read. So it really allowed us to kind of set expectations around the holidays that they weren't going to be so much about gifts. And then one fun thing, for a family, more like an experience. So I think that that's been great. Additionally, in the holidays, we try to do like a good deed jar. So just a jar of things on our dining room table and try to pick one a couple times a week where we could go do something for someone else. So I don't know. Do you remember
Yeah,
some of the
even
things?
I think buying coffee for somebody. Um,
We did candy canes one year. So we went downtown one night and evening and had a thing of candy canes, and the kids were dressed up like elves and they passed out the candy canes just for more like good cheer and
yeah,
kind of just spreading that positive energy to other people and letting them know that we hope they had a great holiday season.
yeah,
Dropped off cookies at a firehouse, I think,
yeah.
too. So just some other things that they could participate in that weren't about just them receiving. Yeah. I think like Scott said, seeing people around them do things for others helps them recognize that there is a responsibility there for other people. but I think like overall, really when I've seen them offer those same things that they've seen us do for other people, and then just that, uh, you know, I don't know. I mean, I feel like our kids have recognized that things are not as important as people. And do they recognize that every day? No, we're all human. Even we struggle with that. When you have something, that you really want, but just really connecting with other people and recognizing that the things of this earth are temporary. And that we have opportunity to connect with other people. I don't know.
Yeah.
What do you think?
I agree. I just think we want them to be kind. Like that's one thing we always talk about is if you can be anything, be kind. Make sure your decisions are kind. Like, and when there is a teaching moment, that's one of the things we go for. Was that kind? Was that something that you would want somebody to do to you? Probably not. And then we go from there. We're blessed. Our kids make a lot of kind decisions. And we just want them to grow up to be Christ followers who are there for other people and able to bring that light to other people while they're in this world.
I mean, I would agree. I feel like we've tried to use most recently, like be more like Jesus. And I think like when we try to do that ourselves, we can only make better choices if we can try and emulate that. So he cared for others. He was patient. He thought of others before himself. He definitely encouraged people. So I think sometimes, like you said before, like you think this is about giving gifts or it's about money, which those things are important. And even tithing is new to us. And that's something that we've talked about with them. But it's also giving of your time when you don't want to, or listening to somebody when they're hurting. And so just being available and really connecting with other people, because more and more, I think we've talked with the kids about being, God's hands and feet on this earth. And, that God needs each one of us, and they're uniquely made in order to do His work here. So hopefully, this season, whether it's now or throughout the year, they'll be able to have opportunities to do that now and into the future. I mean, I think part of it is you don't have to do this perfectly, and you always have an opportunity to practice this. So I think it's just like any other, thing that we, are teaching our kids, or, whether it's sports or whatever else, like you just have to practice it. And sometimes you get uncomfortable and you think like, "Ooh, is now the time?" Or maybe I'll look goofy, or maybe this person will take it a certain way. I think that momentary kind of just obedience to like whatever is put on your heart is really important, and to teach your kids to be brave in a world that we live in is really important. So I would just say sometimes you'll do it great, sometimes you won't, but it doesn't mean don't try again. Because that's what I think, we would encourage ourselves, give ourselves a little grace, and encourage our kids too, to sometimes just be kind to yourself.
Yeah. And if you do mess up, that's okay. And it's okay to talk about that you messed up and maybe, hey, maybe if we are in this situation again, I could be more gracious with my time, or I could be more gracious with what I have, so that the kids know too, nobody's perfect, that it's okay to make the mistake, but you can look back on it and then maybe do better the next time.
And I think the other thing that, we've tried to like remind ourselves is we don't want to wait until we experience something to demonstrate like compassion for somebody. So you don't want to wait till you're hungry. You don't want to wait till you have a flood. You don't want to wait till those things are happening to you to step forward and just say, I don't need to experience that. You're experiencing it, and it's important for us to take that step.